Hey guys, Coach Jim, and I want to go over really quickly the kind of defense that we're going to do, which is called Wolfpack Defense. Don't worry about memorizing this stuff. I just want you to get a quick look at it so that when we start to go over it, hopefully it'll just be familiar to you. Well, Wolfpack Defense is all about preventing access into the danger zone in here. We want to prevent the offense from getting into that danger zone. So basically what we're doing for the most part is staying within this three-point arc here. We don't want to go too far outside of that arc. So in that sense, it's going to look like a zone, but really, again, it is a man-to-man. So what you're going to hear a lot about is something called the line. And when we refer to the line, we're talking about the imaginary line from the person who has the ball to the person who they might pass to. So for example, there's a couple of lines. Let's start with those. So if I'm covering two, you might have been taught in the past that you want to get a hand in the passing lane and get right up here and have your hand out, palm down, denying the pass. We're not playing deny. We are playing ready ball. So basically we want to be on and up this line, but not with a hand in the passing lane because, again, we're really more concerned about preventing them from getting into that area where they can easily score. So let them have this pass. Let them have this pass here, but just don't let them in. That's the big key. So again, you're going to play on and up the line. So if I'm guarding two, then I'm going to be on this. I'm going to be on this line and up it anywhere from a third to half the way. So I want to be in a position where I'm back far enough that I can see both the person I'm guarding and the person who has the ball without swiveling my head. You always want to be able to see both. So, and again, without swiveling your head. So if you're here, your man's here, you just want to make sure that you can see them both without having to do this. Like, oh, where's the ball? Where's he? Where's the ball? If you can't see both, step back a little bit so that you can see both. Same thing with number three. So he's going to be on this line and up it anywhere from a third of the way to half the way. That'll depend on how quick you are, how quick your offensive guy is that you're defending. It'll be a matter of like feeling it out. But anyway, so again, not having to swivel his head. Three is now comfortable. He can see the ball and the man. What about because these guys are each, as you'll notice, one pass away. So what happens if you are two passes away? If you're two passes away, like number 4 is here, and number 5 is here, you're going to want to have your one foot on something that we call the rim line. And the rim line is the imaginary line from one basket to the basket on the other side. So you're going to want to have one foot on that rim line if you're two passes away, like number 5 is. And same thing with number 4. He's two passes away, so put your foot on that rim line. But again, you want to drop back to a spot where you can see both the person you're guarding and the person with the ball. So 4 can see their person and the person with the ball. If he starts getting too far up here, he won't be able to see both. You always want to be able to see both the man you're guarding. When I say man, I mean the person you're guarding and the ball. How often do you want to do that? Here's a hint. Always. Okay. So again, two passes away, you got a foot on the rim line like 4 and 5 do, still able to see both their men and the person with the ball. So let's see what happens now if we have a pass that goes to 2. Well, 2 is going to spring over here, get in front of the person that they're guarding. And once again, remember that you don't want to be too close up on this person or else they're going to be able to blow right by you. You want to give about an arm's length, a cushion, but then be up on them, athletic stance, hands out to the sides. So now where is number 1 going to be now? Well, they're one pass away, so they're going to be on this line and about a third to a half the distance up it. And they're going to be how far back? Just far enough so that they can see both the person with the ball and the person they're guarding without having to swivel their head. Who else is a pass away? Well, now 4 is a pass away. So 4 is going to sprint up here and get on and up that line, be able to see both. Now, 2 passes away are 3, and at this point, more than 2 passes away, so 2 or more passes away, you're going to want a foot on this rim line. So 3 is 2 passes away, has a foot on the rim line, is in a position with his head so that he can see both the person with the ball and the person he's defending without having to swivel his head. Good. 5, now that the ball went over here, may have to drop back just a little bit so that he can see both without having to swivel his head too much. But again, both of them with their feet on the rim line. And again, the reason that we play this way is that we're always ready to defend from people getting into the danger zone. We're always going to be ready to help if we have our feet on this rim line. So if for some reason number 2 is able to sneak by his defender, 3 is ready to slide in there and get right in front, because you are always going to stop the drive into the lane. We never want people getting into our danger zone, into this lane here. And then just one quick thing is, remember, even though you're going to help over here, you got to get ready to recover. If your man then goes in and tries to get a pass, then you're going to have to sprint over and recover and stop that penetration there. So when you're ready to help, still try to keep an eye on the person who you're supposed to be guarding there. Likewise, number 5 is going to be able to see that his man is sneaking in here trying to get a pass. So he'll be able to sprint over and hopefully intercept that pass. So once again, the point is always being able to see the person you're guarding and the ball. And if you're 2 passes away or more, you have a foot on this rim line here, and you're ready to stop penetration into the danger zone. And that's pretty much the Wolfpack defense.